Hey YouTube, this is Joe Nitrate here, and this is going to be a first look and preview of Path of Exile, a 2.5D MMORPG, action RPG released by Grinding Gear Games. It's in open beta as of January 23rd, 2013. As you can see, I've already got one character set up. I haven't done too much with it just to get a feel for it, but I'm going to create a new one here just to show how the process goes. I can't show you the launcher screen because I don't want my email to be revealed for security purposes. Alright, so let's go. First off, there's a league, default and hardcore. We're just going to go with default. Create a new guy. As you can hear, there's some dialogue in the background. And we've got 6 classes to choose from: Witch, Duelist, Ranger, Marauder, Shadow, and Templar. Each one of these classes is based on 3 key statistics, being strength, intelligence, and dexterity. And for now, we are going to go with the Shadow class. And as you can see, you can choose the league at this screen. And we're going to come up with a name. I already used Joe Nitrate, so just random name. And let's go. As you can hear, you will get a little dialogue from the character describing their particular situation. And there's no particular character customization. You're kind of just stuck with the default there. And as you can see, the graphics are 2.5D, and we start off on a beach. I guess the plot is that you're stuck on some kind of prison island. And there's the basic inventory screen. You pick up that glass dagger and it equips it automatically. It's got some gem slots. And we got a guy to talk to. They will do some vocal text with you. You can just scroll through it and click continue. And it's like we've got a zombie there. And he dropped a green gem. Now, the gems in this game, instead of just augmenting stats, will also give abilities. This one gives an ability called Double Strike. Performs 2 fast attacks on target enemy with your main hand melee weapon. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up. And we are going to socket it onto our weapon. Now you'll see it's here on our right-click mouse button. So we're going to run around this island looking for some dudes to kill. That's using the Double Strike ability from the gem I just picked up. As you can see, it drains some of my mana. And so far, you know, a lot of criticism this game will get is that it's just a Diablo ripoff, which, as you can see, it kind of is. That's not an unjustifiable thing to say. For potions, it's a little different. You've got your potions down here. Hit your key button, and you'll see that the potion just drained a little bit. Now, I go, and I'm going to go wander off and kill this guy. And you'll see that as I kill enemies, that potion that I used is going to be restored. I think that's a pretty interesting feature. You know, you don't have to find potions or specifically go find potions. You know, they just get restored as you kill enemies, making a lot of room for inventory space. And as you saw, the inventory is a lot like Diablo, in which items carry up certain slots. I picked up a plate vest. It's got some slots in it, but I don't have anything to put in it right now. The controls seem pretty standard. Left click moving, right click moving, which if you use right click though, it'll bring you to that spot and use the right click attack. And you got Q, W, E, R, T for hotkeys, and you've got your mouse clicking buttons over here for certain abilities. So we're still wandering along this beach looking for loot, fighting these corpses and undead guys. Armor scrap improves the quality of an armor. So we'll use that once I'm not near any enemies. I brings up the inventory, right click it, and apply it to this plate vest, making it a superior plate vest, which has raised the armor value on it. Another cool thing is that there are 2 weapon slots, so I don't have anything else to put in the second slot right now, but I could switch from, say, dual wielding daggers when I have them, and instantly switch to a bow and arrow or something, or like a 2-hander. Now, I've just gained a world quest to kill this big giant guy. I mean, right now, with no real abilities, it's pretty much just swing at the guy. And I'm kind of getting my butt whooped here, so I'm going to run away a bit. Don't know where my glass dagger went. I've never seen that happen before, so I'm fighting this guy with bare hands. That wasn't the greatest idea. Oh, there it is. Oh, he beat my ass. So, when you resurrect in this game, instead of running to your corpse like in a lot of MMOs, you're just going to be resurrected in the last town or kind of checkpoint place that you were in, which is pretty convenient, but at the same time, you have to run back to where you were. And so, I guess, when you don't have a secondary slot equipped, make sure if you go to just look at it like I did, you switch back to it. So far this game seems pretty solid, but extremely gear dependent. And there's a map very similar to Diablo, and one of the cool things is you go to your passive skill panel, and it's this huge grid of skills you can learn. And so I can go down the dexterity tree, which is green. Dexterity, 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 one-handed damage, projectile damage, acceleration, things like that. You know, basic roguish type stuff. Then I've also got an intelligence tree to go down to, because the Shadow is the intelligence and dexterity hybrid class. And there's just a lot of cool passive abilities. Specific things like claws, which is like fist weapons from WoW. Daggers, and I'm sure there's stuff for like one-handed axes or one-handed maces. Let's hope we never see the disgustingness of mace stun like from WoW. Alright, so now I'm going to take this guy on again. Much more effective with my dagger in hand. And once I get to town, I can get the reward for that world quest. And he's got a weapon for me. And some shoes, which are unidentified. A wand. A shield. A bow. And you can hold Alt to look at all the items on the ground. We have a passive skill point available. So we're going to start down the dexterity tree with 6% increased attack speed. One of the things that this has been compared to is the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X, and it basically is very similar. Alright, and so they start you off with a few Scroll of Wisdom. This identifies items. So we're going to identify our Rusted Spike here. 21% increased physical damage. That's pretty good. Now, even though this gem is in the offhand weapon, it will still apply to the main hand weapon because that's just what the effect does. And I'm a roguish type character, so I'm not really going to use a shield. We've got some wool shoes, increased rarity of items found, increased block and stun recovery, 10% increased energy shield. Put them in our shoe slot. This over here is your energy shield, and it basically functions like Power Word Shield from World of Warcraft. Let's identify this bow. Plus 43% increased physical damage. We'll equip that and we'll go shoot some guys with the bow. Well, actually, looks like I've reached the town here. We're gonna go in there and turn in that quest. Other players, when you mouse over, they'll be in green. Looks like that guy's running around with a little bonus pet. This game is completely free as it stands, and there are pay-to-play features, freemium status stuff, but the developers have said that it's only going to be for aesthetics only, as in it'll only change how your character looks, or I think there's certain things that will change how your spells look when you use them. And she gave us a quest to find a medicine chest. And this is actually really interesting. I'm going to go sell some items. I'm going to sell the shield because I'm a rogue type character and I don't need it. And instead of any kind of gold or anything, it's more like a barter system. So this is a scroll fragment. A stack of 5 of them becomes the scroll of wisdom to identify things. And we're going to sell the wand, which we'll get 2 transmutation shards for, which will become an orb of transmutation, which can turn a lower quality item into a higher quality item, and when you do that, it will add random characteristics to it, like added elemental damage or added crit, things like that. And then he's also telling us to find the medicine chest, and then we got another guy over here, and he's actually giving me the reward for the quest. This is a gem for a freeze spell, which hopefully doesn't end up as bad as it did in Diablo 2. This is for a trap. Explodes when triggered, and it's fire damage. And dual strike, attack with both weapons, dealing the damage of both in one strike. Dual wield only does not work with wands. So we're going to take that because I like that. Stick it in our inventory. And he also sells items, and once again, there's no real gold that I can see at this point. So if I want this crude bow, I'm going to have to give him a scroll of wisdom. For the same for these big two-handers. You will see that there are other things you can use as currency, like town portal scrolls and things like that. So we're gonna put another gem into our gear. We'll put that into the heavy rusted spike that we picked up, and then the ability goes here onto middle mouse button. Alright, so I'm just gonna quick run out to terraces and kill some people. This game will support PvP, but at this point it just seems like total gear fest. So let's see what we can do while dual wielding. And we'll see how good this new move is. Yeah, one-shotting guys. I don't know if there's going to be any kind of stealth in this game for dexterity type characters. If there was, it would be on a gem. So all your abilities, as far as I can tell, come from gems and not from any kind of talent tree. The gems also level up, like this one is just about to level up, and it makes the abilities more powerful. You know, you level up your gems instead of traditional MMOs where you put more points into the ability in a talent tree or get new abilities that augment them. And right now I've been picking up some heavier armor, but it doesn't look like there's any kind of slowdown on it, but I'm sure the stats on lighter type armor will come more in handy for dexterity type melee fighters. And you just click here, level up your gem, and Now it looks like it does a little more damage. Also, I've got a mana potion I can use that fills up the exact same way. And there's other potions that, the only one I've seen so far increases movement speed, but I'm sure there's a lot other with interesting effects. So this is just the basic first look for now. Combat's pretty simple. It's basically Diablo. I mean, that's the easiest comparison to make, and it feels a lot like it. There's instances, there's even acts like Diablo. So, I mean, if you're a fan of Diablo and Diablo type games, I definitely suggest giving this a try. It's an open beta right now, so there's still a lot of places they can go with it. Thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more first looks and more just gaming content. Right now, I'm uploading a series I did, which was playing through the game Final Fantasy Tactics using only 3 party members. And that gets pretty interesting at times. Also some Blacklight Retribution on there, and the Final Fantasy VII PC Remake. So I think that's enough shameless self-promoting for now. Thank you for watching. This is Joe Nitrate.